Jones, who was endorsed by Donald Trump, has lost in Georgia's gubernatorial runoff to billionaire Rick Jackson, but candidates backed by the US president secured Senate nominations in Alabama, Georgia and Oklahoma in the primary elections on Tuesday. Voters also decided the party candidates for the congressional race in California and a mayoral primary in Washington, D.C. as the United States gears up for November's midterm elections, seen by some as a referendum on Trump's second term.
Leaders of the G7 have pledged at a summit in France to strengthen Ukraine's air defences and increase pressure on Moscow's war economy, including by tightening sanctions on the Russian oil and gas sectors. We, the leaders of the G7, stand united in our unwavering support for Ukraine in defending its freedom, sovereignty and territorial integrity. A statement released on Wednesday at the end of the meeting said,
Several tankers carrying Iranian oil have crossed the United States blockade line in the Strait of Hormuz, according to a tracking website, 2 days before Washington entered more talks after reaching a framework agreement to end their war. The Tanker Tracker's website, which monitors oil shipments and storage, on Wednesday identified Iran's first crude oil exports in 2 months, citing digital tracking data corroborated by satellite imagery.
Police in Vietnam have seized more than 400 stolen cats in a major bust of a feline meat crime ring in Ho Chi Minh City. According to animal welfare groups and local media, more than 40 of the rescued cats were reunited with their owners after the multi-day operation last week. But several dozen of those rescued have died due to the harsh conditions they were found in, the groups said.
All deported passengers arriving at Allama Iqbal International Airport, AIIA, in Lahore will now be required to undergo HIV screening under a new notification issued by the airport's health department. The move is part of a broader federal initiative to screen deported citizens upon arrival in Pakistan. Under the plan, Border Health Services will conduct HIV testing at entry points in coordination with the FIA.
The Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government has introduced a fast-track domicile issuance system to reduce delays, improve transparency and make the process easier for citizens. The provincial government approved major reforms to the domicile issuance system, deciding to integrate it with the Dastak mobile application and the National Database and Registration Authority, NADRA, Civil Registration and Vital Statistics, CRVS system.
A measles outbreak has spread across Sindh, killing 53 children and infecting more than 2,000 others in the province this year. Dozens of children have also been admitted to hospitals as health experts express concern over the rising number of cases.
SpaceX briefly passed Amazon to become the fifth most valuable company in the world on Tuesday, as the newly public company's shares continued their sharp post-IPO rally. The company also nearly eclipsed Microsoft before its shares gave back some of those gains before the market closed.
Punjab has proposed new regulations for motor vehicle dealers under amendments to the Punjab Motor Vehicle Transaction Licences Act 2015. Under the proposed legislation, all motor vehicle dealers will be designated as withholding agents responsible for collecting and depositing taxes, duties and fees at the point of sale. Islamabad. Pakistan and the United Kingdom on Wednesday agreed to enhance cooperation in counter-terrorism, combating illegal migration and human smuggling, institutional collaboration and police training. The understanding was reached as Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi met British Minister of State for the Middle East, South Asia and the UN Hamish Falconer.
The Sindh Cabinet on Wednesday approved the proposed provincial budget for fiscal year 2026-27, state broadcaster PTV reported. It was approved in a session chaired by Sindh Chief Minister Murad Ali Shah, who said that every class had been catered to in the proposed budget and steps were being taken to eradicate poverty from the province, PTV said. The National Highway and Motorway Police, NHMP, on Wednesday made it mandatory for all vehicles, especially passenger and cargo vehicles, to carry a working fire extinguisher as it announced stricter fire safety rules for commuters. In a statement, an NHMP spokesperson said that all vehicles, especially passenger and cargo vehicles, must carry a working fire extinguisher. South Africa has become a hostile place for undocumented migrants as a deadline set by protesters for them to leave the country approaches. I am very scared and traumatized. Esnat Joseph, a 36-year-old Malawian woman, told the BBC as she tried to comfort her crying one-year-old triplets.
Norway's Crown Princess Mette-Marit has undergone a successful lung transplant and is recovering from the procedure. The Royal Household said in a statement on Wednesday the 52-year-old wife of Crown Prince Haakon, the heir to the Norwegian throne, was diagnosed with pulmonary fibrosis in 2018, a chronic disease that causes scarring in the lungs and leads to a reduced oxygen uptake.
Austria marked their return to the World Cup after a 28-year absence, with a tense 3-1 win over debutants Jordan in their Group J opener on Tuesday, relying on a second-half own goal and a last-gasp penalty from Marko Arnautovic to claim the 3 points. Austria took the lead on 20 minutes through a Romano Schmid thunderbolt, but were pegged back 5 minutes after the break when striker Ali Olwan found space in the area and fired a sizzling shot inside the far post.
Iran has accused Israel of repeatedly violating the Lebanon truce linked to its agreement with the United States, warning that continued attacks could trigger a harsh response from Tehran. The accusations come after Israeli strikes killed 4 people in southern Lebanon.
Georgia Republicans have delivered mixed results for United States President Donald Trump in the state's primary elections, opting for the president's preferred U.S. Senate candidate, but rejecting his choice for governor. Trump's influence is being put to the test in this year's midterm elections as 4 states and the District of Columbia held primaries on Tuesday. Oil prices are continuing to drop as hopes rise for a return to stability in global energy markets before the signing of a framework agreement on ending the United States-Israel war on Iran. Futures for Brent, crude due for delivery in August, dipped nearly 1% on Wednesday, extending declines of about 5% on each of the previous 2 days.
The Capital Development Authority, CDA, has launched a major road infrastructure project in Islamabad, with Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi on Tuesday performing the groundbreaking of along the Islamabad Expressway. The project involves the construction of a 9-kilometre dual carriageway comprising 3 lanes on each side in place of the existing service road. The road will run from Faizabad to the Gulberg Green stop and is estimated to cost Rs 7.4 billion.
Lenovo has introduced the Tab Plus Gen 2, a new entertainment-focused tablet with a larger display and an upgraded speaker system. The first Lenovo Tab Plus was announced in mid-2024 with 8 JBL speakers. The second generation model now comes with 9 JBL speakers. Punjab has proposed higher token taxes for commercial loader vehicles and private vehicles and capacities under the Punjab Finance Bill 2026. The proposed legislation seeks a 3-fold increase in token tax on commercial loader vehicles. Under the new rates, vehicles with a maximum laden capacity exceeding 4,006s but not exceeding 820 will pay Rs 6,200 in Rs 6,000s compared to the current Rs 2,200, 2,000.
In a world where home is increasingly becoming a reflection of personal style and well-being, Ideas Home has unveiled a bedding collection that brings together heritage, craftsmanship and contemporary luxury. The newly launched Indus Valley Cotton Collection is a limited edition premium bedding range designed for those who appreciate refined living, timeless aesthetics and uncompromising comfort. Inspired by the purity and legacy of the Indus region, the collection embodies the brand's philosophy, rooted in purity, crafted for luxury. It celebrates the authenticity of premium cotton while translating it into modern designs that transform bedrooms into serene sanctuaries. The Pentagon is restoring the name of the US Indo-Pacific Command to the US Pacific Command. It said on Tuesday, reversing a 2018 decision. The renaming will not change the command's area of responsibility, which stretches from the western part of India to America's Pacific coastline, the Department of War said in a statement.
Veteran actor Bushra Ansari has become the latest celebrity to raise her voice for the rescue and safe return of Pakistani mariners who have been held captive by pirates since April 21. In a reel on her Instagram account, Ansari said, "I've been hearing for about 2 months now that Somali pirates had captured our compatriots along with some Indians and Bangladeshis. These men who left their homes to work hard for their families are in dire straits."
German public broadcaster ZDF has removed part of a report that claimed tech trillionaire Elon Musk had called for migrants to be hunted in Northern Ireland. ZDF conceded its wording was misleading, while Musk said legal action is being taken against ZDF for their outrageous lies.
Activewear brand Lululemon is in hot water in China after a promotional event held on the Great Wall appeared to mistakenly feature a Japanese drum, setting off an online furore. The consumer backlash, which prompted Lululemon to issue an apology and scrub its campaign, is the latest example of how quickly Western brands can come unstuck in a country where nationalism has surged under strongman leader Xi Jinping.
A group of indigenous Taiwanese seafarers have completed a daring quest, braving choppy waters and using the stars for navigation as they paddled a traditional wooden canoe to the Philippines in a journey that highlights the astonishing feat of human migration across the Pacific. Taiwan's indigenous people, who nowadays make up just a tiny proportion of the island's population, are believed to be the ancestors of many of the groups who came to inhabit lands stretching from Hawaii and Easter Island in the eastern Pacific to Madagascar off the coast of East Africa. The world is losing an estimated 324 trillion litres, 85.6 trillion gallons of freshwater each year, enough to meet the needs of 280 million people annually, according to a 2025 World Bank report. This persistent loss of fresh water, known as continental drying, is driven by worsening droughts and unsustainable land and water practices. The 2026 World Cup will have 13 different kick-off times. To find out exactly when your team is playing in your local time, who England versus Croatia? What? FIFA World Cup 2026 Group L. Match where AT&T Stadium, Dallas, Texas. When Wednesday, 3 p.m. local time, 20 GMT. How to follow. We'll have all the build-up on Al Jazeera Sport from 17 GMT in advance of our live text commentary stream. The National Emergencies Operations Centre, NEOC, of the National Disaster Management Authority, NDMA, has issued an alert warning of rain, thunderstorms, strong winds and possible hailstorms in several parts of Pakistan from June 16 to 20. According to the alert, a westerly weather system is expected to affect the country's upper and northern regions during the period. Rain and thunderstorms are forecast for parts of Punjab, including Islamabad, Rawalpindi, Murree, Attock, Chakwal, Mandi, Bahauddin, Gujarat, Jhelum, Sialkot, Gujranwala, Faisalabad, Sargodha, Jang, Dera Ghazi Khan, Bahawalpur and Rahim Yar Khan.